Now tuning in to Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.
There's something quite beautiful and powerful about releasing this on the first day of the new year.
Yeah, hello. Oh. Happy New Year from the street and from me.
Reporting live from the streets.
We made it.
New year, new you, same us.
Yes, we will never change.
And the thing is that used to be like a bit of like, here, we're still in the restaurant. But the thing is that the pop culture has circled back to us, so we don't need to change.
Right. Yeah, I feel like we've been that TikTok guy where it's like the party ended hours ago and he's still here, but it turns out the party's come back to us.
Right.
We're back in.
The after party ended up actually still being at the same party, so we're good.
Right, we're solid.
The benefit of being a 24-hour Waffle House is that the party never stops here.
Right. Yeah, this is the 24-hour Waffle House of podcasts. I would agree with that.
One day in my life would love to go to a Waffle House.
Have you never been?
We don't have them here.
Whoa, that's fucked up.
We have a lot
What do you have? Are they just Denny's? What's this diner
racism?
situation?
I mean, we do have a lot of like 24-hour diners.
Sure.
But we don't have Waffle House TM.
Damn.
We do have IHOP, we have
Sure.
Denny's. These are all sponsored, obviously.
Right. Yeah, they're paying us millions of dollars to say this.
Right. We're coming into 2024. Actually, everything is an ad here now. Can you imagine? We'd be so fucking insufferable. But no, I've never been to a Waffle House before.
Damn.
The equivalent for me in my local area was Sherry's. That is like,
great name.
That is like in my hyper local area in the Pacific Northwest, that was like our indicator of trouble. Because that shit was like 365, well, it's 2024, 366, 24/7. I was like always there. That was my second place. Really my first place because couldn't go home.
Right.
But yeah, never a Waffle House.
Wow.
But the nasty, illegal things I would do for a waffle, like from a waffle maker right now, I've seen.
Oh, 100%.
But yeah, one day.
Yeah, 2024 goals. We get Allie to a Waffle House.
And here's the thing, I don't really celebrate New Year's. That's a spring thing in these neck of the woods for me.
Yeah.
But the only thing, if I had to say, just like a proper waffle.
Yeah.
Like a hotel waffle maker waffle. That's all I want.
Right. And that's what you deserve. You deserve that. You should have that in your life.
Because that's the thing. But it's so hard to get those in takeout, you know?
Yeah. It doesn't hit the same. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing that, like, you would have to get in person, but, like, I'm not going to die for that shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
I say that, but I don't
that
mean
much.
it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Right.
But that's my very low stakes achievable goal for this year.
I believe in you. I think you can do that.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Anyways, welcome to the new year.
Hey.
It's weird. That's weird.
We're here. It's 2024. Whoa.
I've already seen a lot of the nasty New Year glasses that they're trying to pitch that you can't even see out of.
Right. It's dire out here. You know, we got to figure something out, but I don't think this is going to work this year, dog. I don't think.
How do you see out of this?
Happen.
You know?
Yeah.
You can't. And maybe that's for the best, you know what I mean?
Right.
Maybe you don't.
It's like we had it so good in, years past, but I think we're at a point where we need to admit to ourselves what we're capable of as terms of engineering and design.
Would hate to be on that committee.
Right. Absolutely.
I don't envy them.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm here. I'm living.
Proud of you.
Thank you so much. It's a struggle, but we're making it. We're here. Okay, I want to talk about the Pokemon show, the new cute Netflix one. I think it's called Pokemon Resort.
I believe you.
Thank you. Sorry, Pokemon Concierge.
Okay, yes. I did see them try to make me watch this. Yeah.
Yes. And might I suggest that you do, because it'll take you less than an hour of your time to do all of it.
Okay.
And it's very, very cute. I want to live in this place. I want to go to the Pokemon Hotel / resort. And it's just this gal who's very stressed out about life gets a job at the Pokemon resort and helps Pokemon feel better and relaxed.
Yes.
And then she also, in turn, learns how to relax and not do too much.
I love this White Lotus AU.
Yes, right. It's like, what if White Lotus, but sweet and nice and nobody's dying? And then it's like this very cute, like, textured claymation kind of style that's with it. It looks almost like felt in some instances. Like, it's really cool. I would watch hours of this just on a loop in, like, a, baby sensory video type of way. I would love to roam around in a game version of this. I don't think Nintendo would do that for us, because they hate us. But I love it.
Okay. First of all, Google just roasted the hell out of me for me trying to spell concierge. Really?
Oh, fuck.
I got very scared when you said claymation, because I'm scared of claymation. But this does look like felt, so I'm on board again.
Right, because I know there's a good chunk of people who are unsettled by claymation. I don't have that particular cilantro gene, but respect to y'all. That's a hard life to live. But it is, I think, like, different enough that it
does look like
more...
felt. It doesn't look like clay, so I'm not scared of this.
Right, I'm not scared anymore.
Claymation is just so scary. It's an art, I respect it or whatever, but it scares the absolute fuck out of me.
Yeah, well...
Am I sad that we're running out of the clay?
Right. The one kind of clay, yeah.
This is cute, though. The stills that I'm looking at are adorable.
Yeah.
So I will watch this.
Look at that little Pikachu. Look at his little butt, you know?
I love it. This is very beautiful. I wasn't sure what it was, so I just kept watching all of the true crime documentaries that I've missed over the last 6 months on Netflix. Sure, so I will use this as a palate cleanser. I love this.
Yeah. So enjoy. It's very wholesome and cute.
I love that.
How are you doing, my dude?
I'm gonna make a prediction for myself in 2 days that I'm alive. I'm well.
Great. Love that. Love to hear that.
I perhaps have imbibed in sparkling cider, which I do love a good Martinelli's. Sponsored, obviously. Sponsored. Though I will say, Martinelli's, please hit me up. I've consumed a lot of you over the last 30 years. Would love that. Your little glass bottles have brought me a lot of joy in my life. I also have a Netflix thing that I'm bringing, because I'm using as much of it as I can over the next 5 days while I still have it. Before I even unhinge my jaw, do you know what this is? Have you seen Bridgerton?
I have not seen Bridgerton.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. So my happy thing is Bridgerton.
Okay.
I assumed Bridgerton was like The Crown, was like Downton Abbey, was like, oh, I have a stick up my ass, right?
Right.
And so I didn't watch it for the longest time because I was like, that's actually not my truth. Like, I don't really fuck with Regency stuff. And I don't even watch The Crown for that. Like, I just watch it because I am nosy and I know the history. That's why.
Right. Yeah.
And I like to watch expensive shit.
Yeah.
So, I finally just was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just going to watch the first episode and see what all this hubbub has been about. Because I knew that there were accents. Like, I knew it was a period piece. And I knew that some people had said that there was sex in it. And I was like, that's not really my thing. Like, I don't really want to watch that.
Sure.
It's not that at all.
Yeah. Okay.
But you can, completely separate the fact that it's a period piece. I mean, I choose not to because I think that the costuming team goes really hard in this and it's beautiful. What it actually is is all of our favorite tropes that we've talked about over the last, like, 8 years.
Okay.
In the 2 seasons of Bridgerton and then the prequel that they've done. I was absolutely gobsmacked. I've never been happier to be wrong in my life. I went into the show being like, I'm better than this. I don't fuck with Regency stuff. Like, and then I watched it and I was like, oh no, it's all just yearning. Like, it's all just, season 1 is, like, a pretend relationship where actually they fall in love.
Cute. Love
Season
that.
2 is enemies to lovers.
Amazing.
The prequel is, like, that hurt comfort shit. And I was, like, on my knee. I was like, oh no. Like, this is yearning. This is, like, Shondaland yearning in here.
Okay.
So I highly recommend it. Each season is, like, 8 episodes. So it's actually, like, quick to consume.
Okay.
Is there Shonda smut? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
But it's not... The way that people were describing it, I thought it was, like, True Blood. Like, I thought it was just, like, dicks out for Harambe kind of thing. It's not that. It's very, like, you know, you show an ankle because it's a Regency period and they, like, someone drops to the floor kind of thing.
Okay.
So, very good. Casting, unreal.
Yeah.
I will say, there is, I need to preface it because I do want you to watch it. I think that you will like it a lot. It's great. I need to preface, I think that out of all of them, you're going to like Queen Charlotte the most. But I do think you need to watch season 1 of Bridgerton, you need to watch season 2 of Bridgerton, and then you need to watch Queen Charlotte. Queen Charlotte's my favorite. I didn't expect that because Jonathan Bailey is in season 2, and I would fucking die for that man. It's fine.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I'm like gonna watch Fellow Travelers, which he's in with what the fuck is his name? He's that white man that everyone's Matt Bomer.
Okay. Yeah,
you know, him. But I'm just gonna preface this because when you hear it, you're gonna want to turn it off because it's so corny.
Yeah.
I just need you to like go with it. There are so because of the time period, there's like classical music or whatever, right? But it's Shonda. So she can't just like needle drop the fray in, right?
Right.
The way she gets around it. So the way she gets around it is she does Vitamin String Quartet covers.
Fuck yes, Shonda. That's awesome.
Of like Halo and Wrecking Ball and stuff. And I just need you to be prepared for when it happens so you don't turn it off and be like, that's the corniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Because it is corny, but it's Shonda. And you need to know that because Shonda's a little corny.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, you know, that's why you watch her shit.
Okay.
Anyways, if you, like myself, miss Grey's, but you're not depressed right now, or you miss How to Get Away with Murder, but you just watched that this year, so you can't logically do that again.
Right. Yeah,
watch Bridgerton. Watch Bridgerton and give it a chance.
Okay. This is convincing.
You'll just try it. Just try it. It's good.
Okay. All right.
I'm so excited for you. We have a piece of news.
Yes, we do.
That shocked me to my core.
Our worlds collided, one could say.
I found out this news, Cody, on TikTok. I was just trying to catch up on my cruise news.
Yeah.
For the day.
Trying to mind your own business.
Yeah, I was off the clock. I had punched out for the day.
Right.
And got accosted with this news.
Yeah.
So this is a piece from Us Weekly. Thank you, Us Weekly.
Thank you.
Specifically from Yana, that is breaking as of December 28th, that our Candace Accola from the Vampire Diaries is now with Coach Ben, Steven Kruger from Yellow Jackets.
Excuse me.
Who I didn't know until seeing this on TikTok and then reading this piece that Coach Ben was in the originals, the spinoff for the Vampire Diaries.
Interesting.
Which is how they know each other.
So it's all coming together. Okay.
Yeah. So they've known each other for a while, I guess. And Caroline Candace. That's weird. That's got to be confusing. People have probably done that to her before. So Candace got divorced a year ago from Joe King. I didn't even know that she was married. Joe King, by the way, in the fray. So that changes everything for me, first of all. They met in 2012, got divorced in 2022, so about 10 years, and then launched with Steven, Coach Ben. They're just smooching away.
They're smooching. They're at this little festival.
Yeah, on his Instagram reel. Very old school of these two to do that.
Right. Yeah, that's a hard launch, you know.
Yeah. So they've known each other for a while, seemingly, because they've been on, like, Vampire Diaries panels together at cons and stuff, and now they're just hard launching with a little smooch.
We love that.
Can you imagine her on Yellow Jackets, by the way?
Okay, she would tear, for sure.
the bitchy energy that Caroline brings, which I love and need, and was missed this episode, by the way.
So desperately missed.
Was needed so desperately. Would be fantastic in Yellow Jackets.
Yeah, I would like to see it.
And I don't know. I just need more information. I need more details about this. But I love it and good for them. It's very weird to see him not in, like, this photo that they have of them is at the Critics' Choice Awards. And I just always think of Ben as, like, on his one crutch.
Right. It is,
and,
like weird
haggard
seeing him
dying.
in normal clothes, too.
Right,
just, like,
exactly.
A suit. And, like, with all of his appendages. That's great.
Right. I just always think of Steven as, like, Coach Ben, where he's, like, hallucinating in the cabin, not helping these teenage girls survive.
Right.
But now I'm good for them, you know?
Yeah.
Candace, if you ever want to tell us the spoilers for season 3, please do.
Yeah, hit our line.
Very curious to know. But love that for them.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what you missed on Glee last week. We had another school-funded dance. It was a 50 sock hop.
Yeah.
We found out that Anna, the weird homeschool girl, not homeschooled, not a girl, vampire.
Right.
I mean, a girl, but, like, not human.
Right.
Connected to Ben, the bartender vampire, and that other fuckwad who tried to kill Elena with the truck, who kept saying, looks like Catherine.
Right.
Those are the main things. I mean, that third guy was the weakest link, and so he's gone girl now.
Right. Sorry to that man.
Sorry to that man whose name I don't remember. The end of the episode ended with Anna kissing Ben, but they're not really together. Yes. Anna's just using him.
Yeah. Which, we love a vampire girl boss slay.
True. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and then last episode, it was kind of important that Damon told Stefan, like, I'm going to go get the grimoire and I'm going to get Catherine back. And Stefan was like, totally, brother. I love you. We're going to do this
I'm not
together.
mad at you anymore. Do what you got to do, bestie.
You can totally trust me. We're best friends forever.
Yeah. I never wanted to hurt you or torture you for your life in an immortal plane. We're so good. We're on the same page. Glad we can come together on this.
And then
good talk.
In Big Brother fashion, turns to Elena and was like, okay, so listen, Damon just told me this. I don't want to lie to you, but you're my final two. And
yeah, I'm definitely sacrificing himself.
Damon thinks we're final two, but, like, you're my actual final two, and I'm going to vote him out. And she was like, okay,
Yeah, I just got to win the final comp, and then we're good to go. You don't have to worry about anything.
Right, exactly.
You
God,
can get the
they would
second
be-
place prize, but as long as I win, I'm good.
If someone could send me a fan fiction where they're in Big Brother, or if you could write it for me, I would be in your debt. I would love that very much.
Yeah, first of all, I would love to read that. Second of all, such an interesting... I feel like being a vampire would be very helpful in the Big Brother house. Could be
right.
add some very exciting, fun
You've got super
moves.
hearing. You've got
Right.
compulsion.
Right.
But here's the thing. Whereas the Cullens had their spidey senses, these motherfuckers have just vibes.
Clueless, yeah. They're just vibing.
So,
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, yes, it would help. You'd be comp beast. Right? You could you could compel anyone to do anything. These ones, anyways, they could eat, right? The Cullens, they would have to throw stuff up. So that wouldn't be great. How would they compel... I guess you could compel the producers to send blood in. Okay. I need...
We're building this universe live in the studio.
I need this more than anything. I have not found either the Salvatores or the Cullens in a Big Brother competition before, but I do need someone to send that to me, actually.
Yeah, please.
Because I think it would work, actually.
Yeah, I think it would.
It'd be a really easy way for them to make money, and then they could just do the Hunger Games 10th game and just be like, oh, it never existed, actually. So, maybe. You know?
Yeah.
Okay, so, Season 1, Episode 13, Children of the Damned. How you doing? How'd you feel?
Things are going. We are back in flashback land, which really colors a lot of what's going on here.
I agree.
You know, we get a little more of like who the fuck Anna and her deal is.
Yes.
And
I feel
Catherine's
like we got
kind of
more than we did
Yeah.
last time. Like we
Right.
we were more in flashback land than last time.
Yeah, this one was like a proper almost 50-50 split.
Yes.
Whereas I think previously it was a little more skewed to present day.
Correct.
Yeah,
It's
but
very
Catherine's
much
kind of a
an-
boss-ass bitch out here. She's like, it's funny seeing her in comparison to Elena, because Elena's also a badass, but she's very, like, demure about it, one could say. And Catherine's just like, fuck it, I'm out here. I'm killing people, I'm taking names. I don't give a fuck with me. And I'm gonna wear my cute little dress. Fuck with me.
I love her.
Bitch.
And I'm not supposed to, but I do.
Right. She's supposed to be evil, but I'm like, she's kind of slaying. Can't knock her for that.
I can't when in comparison to her doppelganger of Elena, Catherine's having more fun.
Right. Like, at least Catherine's enjoying herself. Elena is so not enjoying any part of her life since
No.
this started.
No,
She's exhausted
bound by-
and tired every day because of
Absolutely.
this bullshit around her.
She's bound by caring for so many different people and worries. And Catherine really said, release your inhibitions. Feel the rain on your skin.
Right. It's like, I'm gonna take my beautiful human husband, Damon, and show him what the fuck it's all about, what this life is about.
Right.
I don't give a fuck. Also, like, Damon in this episode, old Damon, OG Damon, Yolden, is so, like, coquettish.
I
got, like-
was obsessed.
Yeah. Like, he's got the little, finger wave going on. He looks very innocent. He isn't, like, bad boy.
Because he's
Yet-
still human.
Because he's still human, which changes everything, obviously. I'm into it. It's very cute.
And
It's
it's
a cute look.
it's pre the event, TM.
Right. TM. Yeah.
And I think that was... I love the way that Ian plays this. So they try to do some retconning here with Damon.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
A little early
some
for that,
is-
don't you think? Like, to already kind of be playing with the timeline and, like,
13
what we know.
episodes in, of that Damon... So there's, obviously there's major beef, right? We don't have Mom Salvatore She's probably dead from, like, tuberculosis or whatever.
Rip.
Right.
Yeah, she got fucked on the Oregon Trail, you know.
Literally, like, whatever happened to her, she probably had, like, a cough and died.
Right.
Got stung by a bee and disappeared. But it's Damon and Stefan and fucking Giuseppe couldn't keep it chill the whole time. But Giuseppe hates Damon because homeboy got drafted for the Civil War, right? Obviously on the Confederate side, we were like,
right.
But they try to retcon this and say that Damon's not bad, right?
Yeah.
He's not bad because he left the Confederacy, quote, out of principle.
Okay. Sure.
And Giuseppe is pissed about it. So, not good. Not good for firstborn son to piss off Giuseppe. And for seemingly not standing with Virginia in the Confederacy, right?
Yeah.
So Giuseppe's pissed. And that's, like, the whole thing in this plot, anyways, of, like, Damon is just trying to be like, Stefan, I need you to help me.
Please.
Help me, because our dad fucking hates my guts. Whereas Stefan is like, no, our dad's fine. He's serious, but, like, he's fine.
Yeah, he's got fine vibes. He's not, like, actively loathing us for any reason. Mm-hmm.
But I found it interesting at the end of the episode, there's something that Stefan says where he's like, I put my faith in my father, but Damon put his faith in me. And you would think that would be swapped.
Yeah.
With, like, an older brother dynamic, which is traditionally how it is. But I think that because the fact that both of them were harboring this secret of knowing that there was a vampire, and Giuseppe is, like, very anti-vampires at this time because he's part of the council.
Right.
And Stefan, because he's such a, like, doe-eyed, he was just like, oh, we'll just tell our dad. It won't be that big of a deal.
We just break the news gently, and he'll totally be cool with it. For sure.
And even though Damon is doe-eyed, he's still like, that's absolutely not going to work. Right. I know our dad enough to know that, like, that's not going to go the way that you want it to go.
Nice try. Wishful thinking.
Yeah. But I found it interesting because, like, even the way that this episode ends, the two of them, Damon and Stefan, are not vampires yet.
Right.
So, like, this event of betrayal happened, but I assumed that the betrayal happened and not when they were human, but when they were vampires.
Right.
Interesting. But I was obsessed with it.
When does that even happen then? In the context of, like, what do you mean?
She's already got her muzzle on.
Right. What?
I have questions about this timeline now. That obviously, like, we are going to get more details on in the coming episodes, but hello?
Yeah.
Plus the fact that these two, in this past timeline of Damon and Stefan, are just totally fine with the fact that Catherine is, like, sharing them.
Right. They're like, it's cool. We just, pass us around, Just...
Because in previous episodes, Catherine was using compulsion.
Right.
And so I just assumed that, like, neither one of them knew.
Yeah, rather than them being okay with this as, like, a poly situation almost.
Right. But they're just, like, fine with it?
Okay.
I mean...
Forward thinking, I guess.
If you weren't related...
Right.
If you
would
weren't
be different.
blood,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I have questions, y'all. But I mean, Catherine does not give a single fuck.
No, she's like, y'all are my boys.
Even when, I think it was Pearl was her name, was like, you need to be more conspicuous. You need to get out of here, probably, because they have Vervain. They have started to figure this out. She's like, I don't, and? So?
Right, it's like, I'm living my girl boss life, and I'm fine. Don't even worry about me. Yeah, I'm cool as fuck. You can't kill me.
I mean, and if she's gonna go down, she's gonna go down swinging, I guess.
Absolutely. Right.
The way that I interpreted Anna over the last couple episodes saying that she knew Catherine, the way that it was described by her and the other guy who got caught.
Right.
The way that they were saying it is almost like robotic and like kind of like Victoria was doing in Eclipse. I had assumed that they were like her underlings or something.
Right, yeah.
But when we find out that back then anyways, her name was Annabelle, was just like her mom's friend.
Right. Like, okay.
So like you knew her, but it's not
right.
like there was a like a
some sort of like
order.
Hierarchical situation. Mm-hmm.
You were just like a little wallflower who was listening. Why do you want to get her back so bad?
Yeah.
I need more detail. Like, what does she have? Who else is being hidden that you need so bad? I have questions. I don't know, I'm curious to know your opinion on this, but I was not expecting to be so interested in Jonathan and Pearl in the flashback.
Yeah. And Pearl is fascinating. I'm into what's going on here. And I think they kind of made it seem like it was not going to be, I don't know. I didn't know where they were going with it necessarily. And it didn't seem like they were going to be like, this is a huge thing. But I am curious.
And I think that one of the things Jenna said a couple episodes ago was that, like, Jonathan, their ancestor, was, quote, like, crazy. Mm-hmm. Right? Like, he wrote these books and he had these journals and everything that he said was fake. Which...
Right.
I mean, it makes sense that Jenna would say that, because why would these books about vampires be true from the past, right?
Uh-huh.
But Jonathan was just vibing not just with the council at this time, but also with the vampires. So he was between both worlds and got a lot of information.
Right. Because
why would he have had Emily's grimoire in the first place? When we don't even see him really talk to her at all. He's in the same room with her once, but not talking with her.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get more information on how that actually happened, because what? Like, why would someone just give up their grimoire when Emily is still alive in the scene that we end this episode with?
Right.
We did not get it. I left this episode with the flashback with more questions than I did answers.
So many more questions. Like, I'm more confused than ever. What's going on?
I don't understand. Yeah.
And this damn book keeps flying into other people's hands. This episode. This journal.
Oh my god. So the present scene, Jeremy,
bless his heart,
last episode, was like, oh, my dad, Rick, I'm going to give you this journal because I love you.
Yeah, and I want to impress you, and you think I'm cool and know a lot about vampires now.
Right. You gave me an A on this essay, so I love you. Here's this journal that I wrote it about.
You've given me the love I've been asking from anyone for so long.
A speck of approval. Here it is.
Yeah.
And this motherfucker, who says he's a historian, has the audacity to read it, right?
Right.
And Jeremy, it makes sense for him to not treat this as a historical artifact, right? So he would be just using his hands. But if Rick says he's a historian, why is he putting his full-ass fingers on this without gloves?
The way he treats this...
it makes me want to die that he put it on a photocopier.
Yeah, he put it on a photocopier. He was just flipping through with his dirty paws, trying to read all the gossip in his office / classroom, just loosey-goosey. And also leaves it just on his desk, unprotected, sitting there. It's like, homie, this is a historical record. This is like from the past, and you've just found this thing. Maybe hide it better, and also take better care of it. Because what if it just disintegrates in your hand, my dude? This is an old-ass book.
Right. Regardless of what it is, that is a first-hand account of history.
Right.
And should be in a museum. With temperature control.
Yep.
And humidity control. Stop touching it with your oils on your hands. And stop putting it in a photocopier.
Yeah, enough.
Rick, you so-called historian.
Yeah.
But yeah, the way that it just kept going from different people made me so nervous.
It's very stressful, yeah. It's like, this book is not gonna make it. This is gonna explode.
Right. Especially when that same classroom, thankfully the journal wasn't in there at that time, but had a, like, wood bazooka in there.
Right.
Like, that thing could have been disintegrated.
Yeah.
I got so stressed. But yeah, the present timeline, there was a lot happening of trust, I would say. I will still say that Damon is my standout in both the past and present timelines this episode.
Yeah, he is serving a lot this episode. The weight of this whole episode is on him in his performance.
I agree. And I think that from start to end, he is hard not to focus on, especially when, like, it starts off with Stefan and Elena, like, cuddling and smooching.
Right.
And then Damon comes in and is like, hey, I know you two are, like, mostly naked right now, but, like, let's talk. I have updates to give you.
Right.
And naturally, they are very embarrassed. And he's like, if I see something that I haven't seen before, I'll just throw $1 at it. He's, like, fully unfazed by it.
Yeah, it's like, whatever.
And it is hard because I was still very focused on Damon, even though Stefan's rose tattoo, which we have talked about before, was, like, full frontal in this and hard to keep my eyes off of. But Damon is very much, for most of this episode, like, Elena, I'm going to try to corner you at every possible moment. Is Stefan going to backstab me? And she's like, no. Absolutely not.
Don't worry about it. He's so cool and good.
Your brothers.
Nothing to worry about.
Why would you do that? You've been through so much. And even asked her, like, point blank, like, can I trust him? And she's like, yeah, bestie. Totally.
He's totally not fucking with you. For sure. At all.
And then he does backstab
Oop.
Damon. Shocker.
Happens to the best of us, you know? Can't trust anyone out here.
No, I mean, you can't trust a vampire.
Right. That's for darn sure.
No, you can't. What I was not expecting to get, I mean, I'm going to be honest with you, the Anna and Ben storyline I find very boring.
Yeah.
Even, they're trying to make it a little bit interesting by saying that, like, she changed Ben because he was sad and, like, lacked purpose. And it's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's like, you can't make Ben interesting to me. I'm sorry.
No. Especially
he's just
when,
some lackey, you know? He's here.
Just some lackey. Especially when, like, we don't even get Caroline this episode.
Right.
We don't get Matt. Even when we're at the grill, where both of them would theoretically be.
Right, that's where they spend all of their time.
Right.
They live there.
So you bring Bonnie there because that's when that's who Ben's going on a date with. And you have the audacity to make Ben do something to Bonnie as if she has not been through everything in these last 13 episodes.
we have been begging for this television program to leave her the fuck alone, and they refuse to listen to us in the past, and that's fucked up.
I don't understand why she literally, like, she knew when she kissed Ben, like, I don't trust this man.
Mm-hmm.
Whether she got, like, oh, bad vampire vibes, or, oh, this is a fuckboy vibe, or both. Who's to say?
Right.
And then
either way, she's right.
She's
can't
still
be
correct.
trusted.
And then this newborn has the audacity to, like, show his vampire self in this grill. Hello? Do better.
It's like, can you pump the brakes? You're doing too much out here.
Where was anybody? Where's an adult?
Right.
Like, where are the sheriffs with the wood stakes now? Hello? Why are they not on, like, full alert still? I don't get it.
Yeah. I thought you guys really cared about this vampire problem.
Right.
Where's the energy? Where's the motivation?
Do better. Do your job. If you're going to be here and still be, like, fully funded by this town, at least stop vampires.
Yeah. You literally have one job. It seems like there's not any other crime going on besides vampire-related crime. So you should focus your energies there.
Yeah. Do better. There was another piece. Oh. So Stefan goes, like, full interrogator on Rick.
Yes.
When he's trying to find the journal.
Mm-hmm.
And in addition to finding out, like, who Rick is and getting more details about Damon, finally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like, let's
those
get some
two.
Fucking tea out here.
Finally.
Okay.
Finally, Stefan learns, like, why Rick is here. We get this detail that we haven't heard from Rick before, which is that Isabel's body was never found after Damon killed her.
Oop.
So I'm sure that's never going to come back up again.
No, that's just a fun little detail that we get to learn as lore, and then will never become relevant ever.
Right. Also, I had thought, back when I still thought Rick was a vampire, I had thought that he had changed Logan. And we do find out this episode that Anna changed Logan.
Yeah.
Not like it
Damn
really
girl.
matters.
Right.
There's a brief moment where Jenna does try to lust after Damon.
Uh-huh.
Because they were going to have, like, a family dinner or something. Or Damon was just at the house. I don't know why. I think he was trying to find Stefan. Maybe that's what it was.
Mm-hmm.
And he's, like, cooking dinner, and then he plays games, like, video games with Jeremy. And Jenna was like, damn, he's, like, cute.
I was like, is this my older brother now? / my best friend? Are we bonding on something here?
And Elena's like, don't. He's an ass. And I did think it was funny that Damon overheard that, which was cute.
Yeah.
He was mainly just there so that when they found out about the journal and that Jeremy gave it to Anna, he was already there to take Jeremy to the grill. I think that was mainly
like
what that point
reason. And thank God it worked so cleanly like that.
Yeah. That was primarily the service that was there. The point that I hated on this, that I found very, I mean, it was very, like, supernatural coded, I'm going to be honest with you, was the exhuming of the body.
Oh, yeah.
So, fucking Giuseppe, I don't know why this needed to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But Emily's grimoire from 1864, and this is not something that a witch just gives up, so I don't understand why this happened. But
yeah.
Maybe it was because, like, Emily got found out. I don't know. Who's to say? But Emily gave her grimoire to Jonathan. Jonathan gave it to Giuseppe. Giuseppe was buried clutching it.
Mm-hmm.
And now Stefan has to exhume his dad to grab it.
Woof.
So his brother doesn't get it and find out how to bring Catherine back.
Right.
Cool.
That stinks. that's
Love
tough.
this family. Super normal things. And Elena's there because she just wants to be moral support for Stefan.
Right. It's like, you can do this, buddy.
She's not even helping
weird.
dig. She's just there. I felt bad. This is more of a testament to Ian's acting, but I felt bad in the two moments, because they do happen kind of simultaneously in the way that they edited this episode, when Damon was betrayed by Stefan.
Right.
One was done intentionally in the present. The one in the past was not done intentionally. It was from his fucking father.
It's a bit of a whoopsie. Yeah, it wasn't his fault.
And so I find it odd that this, like, 164 or however long grudge that he's held against Stefan has not been because of Stefan. It's been because of Giuseppe.
Right. Like, he's basing all of this, presumably, on this, like, big betrayal TM, right? But it's like, wasn't really... I mean, now Stefan's doing stuff very intentionally, being like, fuck you, dude, right? But, like, the OG beef wasn't even that.
No.
You know?
No, if he was...
It's like, sorry your dad's a vampire hunter, but, like...
Right.
You know?
I don't know
what are you
that...
gonna do?
We don't know, in this episode anyways, that Stefan knew what vervain was.
Right.
And so when his dad handed him that alcohol, which he was not old enough to be drinking, not like that fucking changed anything back then. But,
right. But just for the record, as far as parenting goes.
You know, just as far as, like, Giuseppe doing crimes goes. When he handed him that, you know, brown alcohol, we don't know that Stefan knew he was being laced with vervain. Like, we as an audience knew, because Catherine had just talked about vervain, and we knew that Giuseppe was a vampire hunter.
Right.
But when Catherine went to go bite Stefan, he didn't know that he was laced with it. So he wasn't doing it intentionally.
It's an honest mistake.
Right, exactly.
Sometimes you accidentally...
kill your girlfriend. Lover.
You know? It happens.
And she didn't die.
Whoopsie.
She just got poisoned. And
Right.
his dad did it intentionally, using Stefan as a pawn. And Damon was like, oh, you were obviously in on it. When you look at those eyes, there's nothing behind Stefan's eyes.
You think he's thinking of a plan?
No.
You think this man is capable of planning?
No.
Mm-mm.
No.
Sorry, buddy.
It's
you have way too
only
much faith
just,
in your brother.
like, elevator music behind those eyes.
Literally, yeah. Just like the bouncing, like, DVD menu screen, you know? That's what his brain is.
Literally. No, he was just as concerned as everyone else. And Damon was like, I can't believe that you killed my girlfriend. That's also your girlfriend.
Right.
Why would you do that?
How dare you? So fucked up.
You've ruined everything. And it's like, you know your brother better than anyone. You think he would think a couple steps ahead? That's your dad. Look at Giuseppe. His name's Giuseppe.
Yeah, come on now. Also, there's like a really good Giuseppe moment early on where it's like he's going through his vampire hunt and stuff, and he's like got a compass, and he's like, what the fuck is this? Like, how's this gonna work? Is this magic? and Damon's like, it's not magic, it's science, Dad. Like, it's just like,
God.
It's so good.
That's what just makes me, like, that's why I need more details. Because is if that is the final betrayal, like, the betrayal TM.
Right.
I mean, I would believe it, right? Siblings have had, like, centuries-long grudges for less, you know?
Right.
But, like,
sure, yeah.
You have to know your brother more than to think that he was capable of that, right?
Right.
Or were you so blinded by lust that you didn't? You didn't.
Right. And, like, I know boys famously do not talk to each other about their feelings, but I feel like they could have really shut this down with, like, one conversation about what happened instead of having a, you know, century-long feud about this situation. I think if y'all just went to therapy and talked about it, like, I think it would have been, you would have had a better understanding of the situation if this was the inciting incident.
Literally. Like, just a mediator would have changed this.
Right.
And I know that, like, this episode is trying to, the way that I interpret it anyways, is, like, throughout the last couple episodes, present Damon has tried to be like, I knew all along. Catherine wasn't trying to get one over on me. Like, Stefan, she might have been manipulating you, but, like, I knew everything all along. To me, that gives a lot of, like, Interview with the Vampire thing. Of, like, unreliable narrator. Because when we see...
I was totally in my right mind.
Literally. Sure. Because when we see Damon in this episode of being so, like, doe-eyed and innocent, it gives a lot of, like, unreliable narrator in the present, because the fact that, like, he didn't know Catherine. I doubt anyways that he knew Catherine as anything other than an orphan from Atlanta. That, like, he probably didn't know that she killed her parents back there. Or that, like, she was probably compelling Stefan and him, kind of thing. So, I find it hard to believe that he was in on everything.
Yeah.
In this. But, you know, trauma does weird things to you, Damon. You can believe that you were in on everything if you want to. So the past doesn't end in a clear way, other than, like, they put a muzzle on Catherine. Not like that's gonna stop a vampire, but sure.
Yeah, like, nice try, guys.
And in the present, when Damon is betrayed, his very, very normal, not trauma response is to be like, oh, you betrayed me, so I'm gonna change Elena. And he says, verbatim, we're gonna have a vampire girlfriend.
Right. This is what the situation is, buddy.
So, cool. Great. Love that. It doesn't happen, obviously. He just bites Elena, and then changes his mind, because he's all bark and sometimes no bite.
Right. Not a lot of follow through on this guy.
No. No. But it's not great. It doesn't end with a very clear resolution, this episode.
Right, because where the fuck is Elena?
Because where the fuck is Elena? And Jeremy, in very typical Gilbert form, brought Anna back to his house.
Y'all gotta stop letting these people into your home, guys. I know Jeremy doesn't know what's going on, and that's fine. But, like, at least have a little sense of stranger danger, you know? Just on a person level, not even a vampire level. You know?
Like, your initial vibe, Jer, was, no, not this girl.
Right.
I don't like this
Why
girl.
is this girl just hanging out in the library for a school that she doesn't go to? That's cool and normal. Totally. Love it. Let's have her in my home, where my family lives.
Jeremy?
Buddy.
These Gilberts, all they love to do is have no sense of who's bad for them and invite vampires into their home.
They got an open door policy for anyone.
They've learned nothing from their ancestors. Right. Is what I see.
And it's like not even ancestors. Like the past couple weeks feels like letting people into your home has not always been the best idea for you. Maybe we should be a little more selective. You know, just like think about it, right?
Yeah, you need to get one of those welcome mats that says, like, you are not welcome. Go away.
Yeah, like, get out. Get off my lawn.
Literally. Yeah, because, like, Stefan went downstairs to go get aspirin for Elena, who's not going to turn. Like, Damon did not follow through with any of the, like, vampire protocol. He just bit her, which is rude and nasty and gross, but, like, he didn't follow through with the vampire stuff. And Elena's like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. Like, this has been... This has been the worst day. And it had, like, it's not been great. And Stefan's like, you'll be fine by tomorrow. Like, it sucks, and I'm sorry my brother's the worst, but, like, I'm gonna go get you some aspirin.
Yeah, don't worry, babe. I'll be gone for 2 seconds, and nothing bad is gonna happen to you. You're definitely still gonna be here by the time I get you your aspirin.
Just enough for Anna to swoop her out.
God. Bum, bum, bum.
I've never wanted a family more to have bars on their windows. Right. Which I know is like a fire safety hazard, but I think like there needs to be less ways for these Gilberts to get in and out of their home.
Yeah. It is, at this point, unsustainable from a security perspective. Like, you gotta figure something out, you know?
Yeah. Right now, I'm less concerned with them like sneaking out, but it is too easy for different creatures to swoop in and take them and swoop out.
Yeah. That
We
should
need to
not be a
stop.
normal thing that occurs in your home. That should not be allowed.
I agree. And I'm tired of it. And why isn't Jenna more concerned?
Right. And like, Jenna, I love you. You're going through a lot, girl. Okay? It's hard being essentially a mom figure now as a young woman.
Right.
But you do have to protect these people. They are your family. Like, you do gotta
Right.
pay attention a little bit more of what these kids are doing and where they're going.
It's not even like a coincidence. It's a pattern.
Right. Yeah.
All I can hope is that, like, in an episode or two, we find out that someone has been, like, compelling her to just forget everything.
Yeah. Just, like, forget that there are kids that live in her house, that she's responsible for other people.
Because what has been happening? Her main concern was, like, oh, Stefan, you better keep the door open because I don't want you to fucking... And it's like, first of all, that's already happened. So...
Right.
That's the
Too
least
late.
of your concerns right now.
Right.
Jenna, I know you're a single mom who works 2 jobs. We have bigger concerns than the recession that you're currently living through right now. Seems hard to believe, but you have vampires who are in your home.
In your home. Under your watch.
We need to figure some shit out, Jenna.
Get it together, Jenna.
Jenna!
I saw her shake her so bad.
I know. Jenna, I love you. You're going through so much and it's not fair, but also you need to figure it out.
Yeah, step up, okay? Be the stepdad. Don't be the stepdad, be the dad who stepped up.
Thank you, Jenna. So next week's episode 14, it's called Fool Me Once. How do you feel about this screen grab?
God, it's giving Bella looking up vampires on Google.
It is exactly that.
It. We love an homage. We love it. I love it. Just images of vampires is very good.
Vampires in the real world.
In the real world, capital R, capital W.
Vampires in
Fact
the
versus
real,
fiction.
Real life road rules.
Right. Yeah, trying to find some good episodes of Real World.
Oh, God. That's all I want is vampires and fucking road rules.
God. That's another fanfic. If y'all are cooking up the Big Brother one, maybe slip in a Real World one while you're there, if it exists.
Yeah, or make it exist. You know what I mean? Like,
right. Yeah, I believe in you.
It was one of my favorite moments is when in any sort of creature lore is when they look up, they try to see what kind of exists about the lore. It's my favorite thing.
Right. So good. We're gonna do some research, baby.
It's my favorite. We have some amazing patrons who are joining us into 2024.
Ooh.
Our patrons sponsored by Taco Bell.
Okay. Live Moss.
I was gonna say Pop-Tarts, but it might be too soon, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, respect and sympathy for the fallen soldier.
Right.
Damn. Oh, God. They just ate him in front of everybody. God damn.
It's literally the scariest thing I've ever seen. But it's beautiful, you know?
Right. Yeah.
Do you want to start us off?
Absolutely. Thank you to Sean Salvatore.
Ooh, thank you to Megan Pattinson.
Ooh, thank you to Katya Karp.
Ooh, thank you to Ashlyn Vogel.
Pew pew. Thank you to Maddie Facinelli.
Ooh, thank you to Genevieve Morgan.
Ooh, thank you to Danielle Burke.
Ooh, thank you to Sophia Salinger.
Ow. Thank you to Laura 40.
Ooh, thank you to Dan Zeklos.
Pew pew pew. And last, but certainly not least, thank you to Emily Ozera.
Ooh.
And you can join this beautiful crop of names, if you would like, in the new year. And we can get you a fun Vampire Diaries name that we can shout out on the pod.
I would love that.
And there's so many names to choose from. We can have a lot of fun here.
Yes.
So join the party.
Please do. I wish you would. I have a fan fiction for you
Hell
today.
Yeah.
It is by the author Forrest Green.
Okay.
It is titled Unbeing Dead Isn't Being Alive.
Okay. A lot of existential question for a fanfic.
This was published in December of 2010. And the summary is, Sam and Dean are called to investigate mysterious disappearances in a small town called Mystic Falls. But not all is what it seems. And I'm very excited for you to have this CW crossover. This is from chapter 1. I think that doesn't give me a chapter name. Okay. Stefan, why don't you leave Mr. Winchester and me alone? Damon addressed his brother. I don't want to bore you with tiresome council business. Stefan narrowed his eyes but nodded. This time, Dean didn't have any trouble interpreting the silent exchange. It was a carbon copy of Sam's usual, watch out what you say, and for the love of all that's holy, please behave for once, glare. It had no effect whatsoever on Dean, and he was willing to bet heavy money that it wouldn't have any effect on Damon either. All right, Mr. Winchester, Damon said to Dean after Stefan had left, what can I do for you? Please call me Dean. Mr. Winchester was my father, he said. Not fond of him, were you? Damon's expression lost some of its fake sincerity. Yeah, I can relate with that. Call me Damon, then. Sure. Dean didn't correct Damon's assumption. It was best if Damon thought they had something in common. Mrs. Lockwood called my brother and me to investigate the recent disappearances in town. There was not much point in lying, at least not yet. You have a brother? Damon's bright smile wavered, almost imperceptibly. Only years on the road, hunting, where the smallest detail could mean the difference between death and survival, allowed Dean to notice it. Yeah, a younger brother, Dean said, watching Damon's reactions. None came. Where did you leave him? Damon looked around, making sure that nobody else was lurking, unseen. We split up. He's making some calls right now, checking leads. You have leads? This time, Damon's face showed genuine curiosity. What have you found? For a moment, Dean was almost mesmerized by the intense blue of Damon's eyes. He hesitated, torn between the ingrained habit of lying and an odd desire to tell Damon the truth. In the end, Dean chose the latter. Damon might look like a well-groomed gigolo, but he was a hunter. In a town filled with demons and vampires, Dean might need him at his back. He sure couldn't trust Sam there any longer. End scene.
Damn. Okay.
The idea of these two crossing over, I'm personally shocked that it never happened.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Because it,
I see it. I see the vision.
There are multiple episodes in Supernatural about vampires, and so I'm very shocked that it just never came up.
Yeah. That seems like a rife with opportunity.
I think it's probably for the best, because if I had seen the 4 of these men on screen, I probably would have passed out.
Right, you would have just fainted.
And so maybe they were trying to do a service.
Yeah, they were protecting your hearts and minds out there.
But I know it must have been pitched multiple times.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm shocked that it didn't occur. Seems like a missed opportunity, personally. Well, friends, it's 2024 now, so you should tell your friends and your family to start listening to the show if they haven't already.
Yeah.
Get caught up. You've got plenty of time to do so before next week. It's only, 13 episodes for this season? That's easy to do.
Yeah.
2 a day.
You can do that.
You got it.
I believe in you. Yeah.
Yeah. 2 a day. You got it. So tell your friends, tell your family about the show. If you have stories about the Vampire Diaries or backstories or fan fiction, send them our way. We want them. Those are the main things that I would love for you to do, other than to take care of yourselves. But as we say here in the Pacific Northwest,
get bit.
Ooh.
Ooh. Into the Twilight is an Earbud Media production. You can follow us on Twitter at Into the Twilight or on TikTok at Into the Twilight Show. You can find me at Cody Corral on Twitter and Allie at Alexandria Does. And you can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/Into the Twilight. We have merch, so much stuff. All those links are in the episode description. And make sure to rate and review us on your favorite podcast hosting platform. It really helps the show. Thanks. Bye.
You've been listening to Earbud Media Production. Earbud Media. Audio for everyone.